Hello world, welcome to this second edition of the MOOC Dutch Urbanism Designing for the Public Good. My name is Leo van den Burg and this
I'm Noah de Duits.
Noah de Duits, and we are the course team. We will be helping you with your assignments if you have any questions on the discussion board, and we will provide you with a weekly feedback video such as the one that we are going to present you with now. We are here in front of the Faculty of Architecture of the Technical University in Delft, and in the coming weeks we will select a few nice spots here in the building to show you what it's like to study here and also to comment on your videos. We hope that you will have a very nice time with your colleagues from all over the world, as you will see, and well, good luck with your assignments, and we hope to see you or we hope that you can see your own work in one of our feedback videos. Thank you very much. So, welcome to our little studio here in the faculty. Let's have a look at some of the maps that you have sent to us. We really would like to show them all, but we can't because you have sent in over 100 maps, and that's just too much for a feedback video. So we have made a selection, maps that struck our attention for whatever reason. But before we go and have a look at the maps, I would like to show you this. If you open the SketchDrive page, the layout is like this. You have a series of maps here on the left side, and this is called the activity feed. If you would like to see all the maps at one glance in a thumbnail wall, please select all visuals. And then you will arrive at a different layout where you will see all the maps. Like this. And if you now want to select one, you can simply click on one of the drawings, like I will do now with this very nice map that was made by Talana Maiklejohn from Broederstroom in South Africa. This is a map of her hometown. There is an informal market in the town center, which we can see here, and there is a petrol station. And obviously, the rest of the town is organized rather informally around that informal market. We see a mountain range in the distance with a dam and a lake, and there's a stream running through the town. It's a very simple map, if you may call it like that, but it's an extremely effective map just because there is so little information in it that is actually telling everything that this person wanted to communicate about the village. The second map that I would like to show you is this one by Alberto Tejada from Lima, and it's again a map with a limited amount of information, but the communication of the map is extremely clear, and besides that, it's drawn in a beautiful way. It's a pencil drawing showing basically only two things: the formal city, or rather the planned city of Lima, and the informal settlements that have grown around this old core. Another map from Lima is this one by Kelly Ross Mary, who made a somewhat different map. Here we see the same stretch of the city of Lima that we saw in the previous example, but we see now that the old city center is zoomed in here and in this part at the right of the drawing. I like this map also very much because even though it has much more color and has more items in the legend, it is, if you concentrate a little on it, very clear about how this city is organized and how the bigger parts relate to the smaller part.
So next we're going to look at a map from Shreya, who lives in Nagpur, India. This is a very special drawing because she photographed her drawing process a couple of times. In the first drawing, she made a more radial approach. In this way, she concluded that her hometown looks like a lotus flower leaf, as you can see here. The second drawing defines the boundaries of the city, then the secondary roads, and here you can see the more dense and less dense areas. In her final map, she gives a clear index, and everything comes together. This is a really great way of showing your city. Next, we're going to look at the city of Caracas. This drawing was sent in by Vanessa. Vanessa made a really beautiful drawing on different scales. The first one, as you can see here, is more about the geographical location of our city. You can see a section which indicates height difference and different colors that indicate water and a structure and roads. Then she zooms into two more typical urban structures within this geographical location. And there you can see a really rational approach with building blocks and squares, and this is all structured. And then here around the highway, where there's no structure, slums appear. This is a really nice drawing made by Vanessa. Next, we're going to look at a map made by Masa. She's originally from Iran, but she has drawn Haarlem, her current town, the current town she lives in. In this map, we can see two scales and a very clear color use, indicating the different elements of her city. She made a really clear legend. In the first drawing, we can see the green and blue structure around the city center. In the second map, she zoomed into a more pedestrian scale level. In this map, she indicated pedestrian-friendly roads and points for interest within the city of Haarlem.
Some of the maps you have sent us are almost professional, like the one from Masa we just saw of Haarlem. But here's another example, a map which leaves nothing to be desired. The city of Tshwane in South Africa, drawn by Desmond Brand. Tshwane includes the city of Pretoria in the north of South Africa. Without going into too much detail, I would just like to show you the beautiful qualities of this map in the way it was drawn. The color scheme is very restrained, yet very clearly there is basic green, a gray hatch for the building blocks, and red for the most important roads. Lesser important roads are simply left white. And all is combined in a layout which is both simple and beautiful. The map is the most important part, but as we always say, the legend is equally important, and it stands at the head of the map here. Beautifully drawn. Or this one, of Bogota City by Jessica Hurtado. The map has something naive about it, but that's only make-believe, because actually this map is drawn by somebody who knows the structure of the city very, very well. We see here the eastern hills of Bogota, the streams leading from the hills to the Bogota River, and the way that the city is laid out in between river, streams, and hills. Again, the drawing as a whole gives a beautiful impression of the city. The color palette is very good, and the clarity of the drawing is exceptional. Thank you very much. I think we have seen some very, very interesting examples, and I would like to invite you to continue drawing like this. Some basic rules that we saw in the more interesting examples are the inclusion of different scales in maps, not focusing only on one scale level, but including different ones, ranging from the large scale of the city as a whole to the arrangement of a building block. In some cases this worked very nice. There was one very nice example in which we saw the different phases in the drawing process. Very important in a map is the inclusion of a good legend, including a scale. A good color palette is very important for a legible drawing, but perhaps the most important thing that we would like to stimulate you to develop in the coming weeks is your own style of drawings. We have seen some maps that were drawn by drafts persons who were clearly trained in this field, and other maps were drawn by people with perhaps less experience. But any map can be a good map if it adheres to these basic rules that we have just discussed, but also is drawn in a style of your own. Please use this course and the following weeks to train yourself in that. And we look forward very much to the maps that you will produce for the second assignment this week.